Today's Sunday, May 12th, 2024, 9:52 a.m. It's a Sunday. For the past 1 week, I've experimented with a couple of scenarios. The first scenario is to trade conservatively, and the second method is to trade aggressively. So I switched that up this week to see what the results would be. And what I've deduced is that when I look at my account, there's two challenges that I'm currently performing. This is a 5K challenge. These are the 5K challenges. And I passed the 5K challenge and I was in a state of getting a payout, but something happened that messed up with my psychology. And that psychology caused me to just keep trading. It's like a locomotive just heading downhill without any brakes. That was the mindset I have. And when the trading goes negative, that careening, eventually the train tracks runs out and there's a pile up at the end, and that's essentially what happened. So what I attribute that to is the second scenario in my trading, which is essentially trading aggressively in order to get back the previous loss that I had. And what that means is, so on I think, what was it? It must have been Friday. It must have been Friday. It started on a Thursday as the Forex market and the futures market opens on Thursday for the Friday's trading day. So what I did is I have two challenges with funding pips, okay, and one account is I would liken that to a turtle pace, meaning that what I would do is I would incrementally trade based on the setups that I see, and then take small profits based on what I see as an area where if I risk it further, it's going to be subjected to reversal and I would lose what I made and then even more. So I used that conservative turtle kind of a pace moving forward with that one trading challenge. Then I have the second one, which I had built up using the similar method, and then I switched to an aggressive manner. And when I switched to an aggressive manner, I saw this account fluctuate, and I would wait for a little bit to go up a little bit, and then it would just start to drop and then reverse. And because it is a large size, it would cause me to lose big. And what that means is that when I lose big, then I have to sell, which just aggravates the current situation with that aggressive challenge, aggressive trading challenge. So what I've noticed is that if I were to make 10 trades and 8 of them are good and 2 of them are bad, that means that I could be in a cycle at a position where I am aggressive at a point where I'm losing 2 out of 10 times. When I'm losing 2 out of 10 times, that second one could essentially clip the wings off of my trading situation and then would lead me to this situation as well. So I passed the 5K before, and I'm going to pass the second one, and I'm going to get a payout on the 5K on the second one based on the things that I have recently acquired and getting new information from our book's trading course, which now that I review it after trading for almost a year now and reviewing it a year ago, I can't understand what it's talking about. Now I do. So then I'm looking at this current situation. I'm looking at this current situation and saying to myself, look, I'm looking at this classical story about a turtle and a rabbit and a turtle racing. And essentially what happens is if I sprint to a certain point, the risk involved with a statistical probability impacting it, although it is possible to move in that direction to make great gains. However, in order to survive and move forward, I have to be conservative in my trading in order to survive that 20% of the time, that my 20 to 30% of the time when my trading is contrary to the direction of the market. So in order to survive that, then I can take that 70% winning strategy because I'm scalping. It affords me a greater win to loss ratio. And when that happens, that I can erase the streak of losses that I had and then ride the winning cycle in order to move forward and go forward. So I have two trading challenges, and one of them is actually up $200, 216, and the other is at actually $5,200, which means that it's actually up approximately about 2.5%. Okay, actually 4%. It's actually it's what is that? What is that? About 5%, approximately about actually 4%. It's a little above 4%. It's up a little above 4%. Then on the aggressive side, I'm actually down 4%. And so that aggression triggers this emotional thing that has been plaguing me through 40 to 50 challenges per prop firms. And that was like the same thing with funding traders, where the aggression caused all these 40 accounts to be failed. So we're and that's the reason why FTMO, this aggression, since I actually was funded with the 50K account in FTMO, and due to the two limiting factors, which is not understanding what the setups that I needed to use. The second part is I needed to have this risk control that keeps my emotional stability intact. And therefore, currently at the pace that I've proven to myself, forward testing, not back testing, forward testing, that when it comes to trading, for me, for others, they can make $50,000 or $60,000 or $100,000 a day. But for me, what I have found to be successful, what I have proven to myself, is that my ongoing study of Al Brooks and incorporating his setups and knowledge will allow me to move ahead. That's one. And the second part is the aggression, the limiting, the throttling, it's like when I rent a car, there's a speed limiter that's been installed that limits my speed. When I do that, then I get to where I need to go. The distance of 10,000 miles, I can get there. 10,000 miles I can get there, even with the speed limited, because I drive at a constant speed, a consistent speed. Whereas if I limit it, then the engine can blow up and 30 or 40 or 50 cars can blow up for one FTMO challenge. So that's the path that I'm taking. And hopefully this week I'm in a transition to move into another office. And then in a few months, I'll be moving into a different room. Fortunate for me, despite the fact that I am severely physically and mentally deficient, I still have this dishwashing job. I still do. I just have to somehow turn off to certain questions that I get asked because I'm there just to wash dishes. Nobody needs to talk to me, okay? Don't say good night. Yell at me. Don't do that. Just walk out. I'll lock up, okay? So that's where the current situation is. And this coming week is going to be, there's a few things that's going on that's being very stressful, but I need to block that out and keep trading. Once I pass this 5K challenge, it means that anyway, I'll make the conclusion once I have passed once I have acquired the second funded account for the 5K. And when I have acquired the second funded account for the 5K, that essentially is just, oh, it's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be that's it. These are the two active challenges that I have with funding pips. The first one here, if I look at the dashboard, is at currently 4786. And if I expand it out a little bit, so essentially what happened was I started at 5,000 and then became very aggressive and then started to lose right here. This is the aggressive account. So currently now that I have $213 that I lost, essentially, now I have to make up $600 in order to pass this challenge. Currently, I have a daily loss limit now of 239, which is essentially close to what the max limit loss is now because of this, and it's all due to aggressive trading that occurred right here. I made some trades here, and heavy losses to these right here. Essentially, I mean, look at this right there. That's a heavy loss right there. Big losses right here. Okay, look at that. That was huge right there. That one just created a landslide right here. 3 lots. Traded 3 lots on this on Euro USD, and since then, I mean, that's what happens. So now I go to this one, which is up $216, which is very similar to the amount that I've lost on the other account. This is a conservative means of trading right here. It's a very conservative way of trading. And one day I made about 200, one day I made about 100. So this is fairly a conservative means of acquiring the gains. And one day I made about, look at that, I escalated on a very, very profitable trade right here. That was a A+ setup that I traded. So I realized this on a Friday when I traded, which is the 11th, which is right here, which is the 9th. And when I traded this, I made $87, which is, for a day, that's very good. For a 5K account, that's very good. All I have to do is multiply that by 10x. Multiply that by 10. Now, all I have to do is move that decimal point to the right one, which means that essentially, with a 50K account, on a single day, that would be $871. That's $871 per day. I'm being very conservative. And here on this, on the 8th, May 8th, I'm looking at $191 for a 5K account, which essentially means moving the decimal point, that's $1,916. Okay, that's the driving force in my day trading. And so far, testing on a forward testing basis, I have concluded that the turtle pace is the optimal means for me, not for others, for me to move forward on a consistent basis to reliably make funds in my trading. For others, I mean, people make $500,000 or whatever it is. People make like 20 or 40,000 or $100,000 a day, but for me, the pace at my trading. Anyway, that's the path that I've to be looking forward to, and I will incorporate that to the other challenge as well, and see how it unfolds this week. This week, like I said, it's very busy. I'm moving to another office, and then I'm finalizing a rental agreement, which, with my criminal record, was incredibly difficult. But for the prayer of a Catholic deacon, it looks like I am able to move into an apartment now, and maybe they'll start to build a credit based on that. So that's where things are. Anyway, so the moral of the story is moving slow is faster.